I don't want to prolong anything, but I just want to um, drop what's happening, drop some nuggets on you all so you can really know why you have been invited here, what's happening. Maybe you've heard some things, and I pray that they've been good things. And my job to this morning is to seal the deal on what you have heard and to confirm that what you have heard is absolutely true. So let me get my screen up. Hold on. All right. Let's see. All right. So my story is pretty, well, it can be complex, but I'm not going to make it complex. I'm Minister Willie Mooney. I've been blessed by Wakanda. Let me tell you. I can remember in 2018, driving Uber all the way going into 2019. But one thing that happened was my pastor, he spoke to us, me, myself, and at the time, my girlfriend, who's now my wife over 1 year, right? We're still newlyweds, right? But he spoke to us one service in the forum, the pavilion, UIC pavilion. I think that's where it was. And he gave us all a key, everybody in there. I mean, it was a stadium packed with 20,000. He gave us a key, that key right there. And it says the year to open door. So me driving Uber, and I was like, man, I thought that there was something special that was going to happen, but didn't really know what it was. I just knew that doors was going to be open based off of the prophetic word, and that's exactly what happened. We was invited to a table in 2019, and that's the year that Wakanda was founded, April 2019. But something else happened in 2019, and I know that Wakanda was paying attention, but I was clueless of, and that's the farm bill that started in December of 2018 going into 2019. Well, let me tell you, I grabbed that bull by the horns with Wakanda, and man, everything about me has transformed. As you see, I was presenting that gorgeous ring that my wife, because I hit diamond in the company, and she deserved to have the representation of supporting me all the way to have it right on her finger. So I took a large amount of that money. Diamond is just amazing. You'll hear about that through Dr. Roz. That what does diamond really mean? That means that pretty much through our company, my particular business, my 1099 in that company, well, me and my team, we generated $1.2 million. That's kind of like saying, I like to say it like corporate America would say it. I'm pretty much up a $1.2 million account, right? Or in one calendar month, 100,000 in sales. So I love saying that because I worked for corporate America for a while, but that wasn't where I wanted to be. I wanted freedom. I wanted time. I wanted space. I wanted to be in control of my money. And I didn't want any glass ceilings. Now, what was interesting about Wakanda was that it presented itself to me as a movement. I really never looked at probably in the initial gate, I looked at the company as just a company. Well, when Melissa Boston came out and talked to me and my wife and about 3 other people in the room, she shared that Wakanda was more than just a company or a cannabis company. It was more about the movement. And the movement to help eliminate the negative stigma that's caused communities around the world to suffer and lose out on the health and the wealth benefits of the plant. That tapped into my philanthropy heart and what I have been trying to do in other realms, especially being a minister, a man of God. Like these negative stigmas, these cliches and all these different things, they just have to go because they're causing us, not only as entrepreneurs, but as people and people who are looking to elevate, they're causing us to lose out on key things. And we're being monopolized in a way that we're leveraging now, being at the top of the mountains and having dominion over our health, our wealth, our legacy, and our freedom. So over the years, you look at now we're in 2022, approaching 2023, and the vision is still within the same realm, but now it's on an elevated level where our well-being is something overall that we should be paying very close to, our bodies, our soul, right? So our mission moving forward is that we believe that health, wealth, legacy, and freedom are our birthright. And by offering the most challenging products and the most innovative business model. We empower people to elevate to their full potential. So let me give you some history of Wakanda. We launched, and as I mentioned, in 2019. This is Weed Day for some of you all who may be familiar with it. And our lines of CBD products and essential oils have been dominant. You know, we go through full panel testing, third-party testing. Our I's are dotted and T's are crossed, which is why customer satisfaction is a lot to us, and which is why we have a 5-star rating with Google. In 2020, we expanded to include a complete line of wellness and weight management products. And let me say, it's going even beyond that. There's certain technology that we've incorporated. We've incorporated blood type testing and so many different things that when you look at the inside of the body and not just benefiting from the endocannabinoid system of cannabis, but benefiting from bringing in those holistic type of things that we should be consuming because they are plants that come from the ground that God created. So in 2021, we introduced the Flat Belly Lifestyle. I've been a product of the whole process. And would you believe that over a nice period of time, right? You look at the 3+ years that we've been in business, that we've helped, and I think this is very conservative. I know our CEO stays conservative, 24,000 customers. I'm saying 30,000, just looking at the numbers. And our executive team has 100+ years of combined experience within direct sales and have helped share this and guide us in a multi-billion-dollar industry and with side by side with billion-dollar companies. And this is us. We went from 1.6 billion to now 1.6 million to now 8.5 million just within our company and during the pandemic. And I'm thinking that is really a great opportunity, because if you can be at the ground floor or at the basement or at the beginning in the early adopter stage, not the herd stage where everybody is now paying attention, but at this stage right now, and if you had the opportunity to invest 1%, right, take 1% and get a part of, like, take whatever it is that you have, the little, and get 1% of the total gross revenue of a company, would you be open to hearing about how that's done? I'm going to share that with you. And what if we tell you that even take an additional 1%, our company takes that and serves underserved and helps underserved communities? I think that's just amazing. But it's everything that I'm talking about is on an elevated level. It's not common. It's not just we saying that because it's just a cliche. No, we actually live in a world in which everyone who has the ability to do so should elevate. Right now, what is elevate? Elevate means to raise or lift something or someone to a higher potential. Now, do you ever feel like no matter how high you climb, something is preventing you from reaching your highest potential? I do sometimes feel that way. I feel sometimes it's resistance. I feel sometimes it's the people that I'm around. What is something that keeps you from elevating? Let's name some things. Maybe it's failure. Maybe it's rejection. Maybe it's anxiety. Maybe it's you've lost a loved one. Maybe it's illness. Maybe it's something that your body is compromised by. Maybe it's your mind. Maybe you're depressed. Elevation, I know, requires help. You see, I know that there's always help. That's what I've lived. That's what I've been told. There's nothing in this world. And I had really just came to this realization probably about 3 months ago. And this is just how the God is speaking to me. There's nothing, he said, there's nothing, Mooney, that you have done, 1, without me, 2, without me sending help. Sometimes it's not all the time what you know, it's who you know. And elevation requires help. Elevating means somebody or something is pulling you up, just like an elevator taking you straight up to the top. Well, we had the opportunity to experience that pull up or that elevation, that first level of elevation with our 4 founders. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about them. We have just asked, when you look at our C-suite or not our C-suite, but you look at the founders of our company and you look at these pillars that we actually call them, they are phenomenal and you got to get to know them. So ask a lot of questions, pay very close attention. But the root cause of why most people are compromised is because of unprocessed trauma, right? There are emotional things that happen and toxins from these emotions can impact your mind. They can impact your well-being. They can impact the will, your purpose. They can impact a lot of different things. And economic disparities, violent crimes that we hear about, inequalities in pay. I know that women have fought for years to get an equal paying scale, right? Healthcare, right? Insurance and all these different things, food and nutrition. You might hear about food deserts and lack of quality food, nutrition. And then who has dealt with workplace discrimination? Well, there are consequences, right, that come from being in this mindset, being compromised in these areas. There are consequences. And the consequences sometimes are fatal. Like when you look at chronic diseases, mental health, heart disease, cancer, chronic pain, financial hardship, man, it's nobody that I don't think that wouldn't want to bring themselves out of that situation with a little help. But that means that it's just time for us and you to recognize that there's a need for elevation. So my desired goal is to show you today some areas that you can elevate in, right? And that's maybe it's your fitness, right? Maybe it's weight loss. I don't know of a woman or a man that's happy with walking around with something and baggage that they need to let go. I just understand what that feels like. So to improve your health, maybe you're walking around with hip pain, back pain, sciatica nerve damage, whatever it is, whatever disease it is, and you need that pain relief. Maybe it's you're fatigued and you don't have the energy to continue to press on, to go to work, to get up, to go to work, to get up, to go to work and get up, and you need more energy. And maybe it's your finances. You can't catch a break. You can't find an investment or you can't find something that'll increase your territory, right? And maybe it's your savings or maybe it's making more money. Let me tell you, Wakanda has participated in a whole lot of industries to take those things to a whole nother level. Yes, I mentioned weight loss. Let's talk about in the beauty care, skincare industry. Or maybe you want to look good. I think I look pretty good. I think I look okay, according to my wife. Maybe it's your beard. Maybe it's your hair. Maybe the hair care industry is something that you're interested in looking into. Maybe it's herbs and botanicals. And maybe it's CBD and Delta, right? Delta 8, or this cannabinoid thing that we've been hearing about. Why would Walgreens and CVS find themselves in an industry that doesn't get them high, right? And why would they even consider selling those products? These are some of the industries that we should pay attention to because these, right, are billion-dollar industries. And they calculate, when you look at some of them combined, $3.4 trillion annually. When you look at the global wellness industry, amazing. So our business model, make sure we capture for you where you can have it in a box. You could, we have corporate offices here in Chicago and will, I'm sure, have offices extended around the world soon, very soon. But we make it where the average person can be a part of this model. So I just want to give you a look at what it looks like here in Chicago. You probably see my background and it looks something like this. Well, it's just a painting in the background, a graphic. But this is what the physical dispensary look like. That is Weed Cafe. Why do we call it Weed Cafe? Because we empower and educate daily. I'm so proud of Wakanda because I remember being on 106 and Halstead on the south side of Chicago. And I tell you, it was a little square box that we were in. Half insurance office, and you're going to see some of the old pictures. Dr. Roz is very good with sharing some of the past memories. But it was a little square box, half insurance office. I wouldn't even call the other half a dispensary because we only had a counter with probably about 4 or 5 products in that counter, and a little refrigerator, like a dorm refrigerator. But I tell you, we have evolved now to have a whole medical advisory board that not only consults and teaches and educates us, but they make sure that their patients and their consumers and the people that they actually help on a medical level, that they get the best medicinal products that we have, those parties that are third-party tested, full panel tested, and make sure that they at least share with their patients how they can go more holistic and dodge some of the meds. So I know I said a mouthful, And I tell you, in a short period of time, I did say a lot. And let me see where my time is at. I'm at, okay, 10:24. So I'm going to take another 10 minutes or 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes to go through this. You're looking at the history of cannabis, you all. And what you see here is nothing new, right? You're seeing things that look like medicine bottles, and you're seeing words like indica and sativa. You're looking at right here, and I'm building up a platform for you to stand on, right? To pull you out of that negative stigma. So let's go to medicine cabinet, right? Let's start from here and look at this as our past history. Let's go here and look at, okay, well, what is the position on cannabis and cannabinoids? What is the real position? Is it us getting high? No. Look at the line 54 where it says antioxidants and neuroprotectants. Cannabinoids used for antioxidants and neuroprotectants. Well, how important is that? It has to be very important if 2003, our United States government put a patent on it. It has to be important. And then it has to be important when you look at the history even deeper and you look at the early traces of cannabis in 500 BC. And you look at, well, even America in the early colonies, right? Virginia, Massachusetts, Connecticut were required to grow hemp in the early 1600s and using hemp to make paper, textiles, sails, and ropes. So what actually happened to take it out of that position? Politics happened, y'all, in the 20th century, and racial factors that led to discrimination, criminalization, the war on drugs, and all these different things that caused, let's say, certain people to having to make certain choices. Well, we look at a legal industry that has been growing and booming, and I would say, well, I'm a product of that industry. You know, I've had cancer, right? We won, right? Chemotherapy, radiation to the brain. Some people might say I'm not RAP2 type because of the radiation to the brain. Well, let's say that it was a side effect. Let's just say sometimes when we read and we go to the left and we read the medicine bottles, well, there are side effects. So sometimes I blame my stuff on the side effects of those things that have an X on them, right? Or when you read the label, it says it possibly will harm you. And I'm being very conservative about that language. But there's a right side of the road that rarely we have been educated on. And usually because there are agents and probably special forces and principalities and strongholds and all these things in place that we don't move out of the way that cause us to learn that maybe there's something that was originally here, planted in the ground and growing up like trees and weeds, or weeds faster than trees, weeds that grow faster than trees, play on words, but maybe that's something that can help us. The bottom of the screen, you'll read that there are certain people who made certain choices and they probably chose the left side of the road. But now I like to highlight even more for you to stand on top of, because I used to be like Apostle Paul, man, and like when it came to cannabis, I used to be the one to cut them up and speak all this in regards to all you guys are doing is smoking and getting high and you're killing yourselves. But here's a document dated in 1988 by Francis L. Young that while I was saying all that, and that was my high school years, that was me going straight into high school, 1987, I remember. He said, now, if any one of them who I was trying to blast will pull out this document and said, hey, Minister Mooney, or at the time, Mooney or Ski, whatever they called me at the time, and said, man, let me tell you, ain't nobody ever died from cannabis or weed. Nearly all medicines, according to Francis L. Young, nearly all medicines have toxic, potentially lethal effects, but marijuana, right, is not such a substance. I would have looked at Reggie and said, bro, prove it. He would have pulled out this document. He said, there is no record in extensive medical literature describing a proven, documented cannabis-induced fatality. Now, if he would have pulled that out, I probably would have had a change in mind of what process that, if he would have pulled this out or this document, what process I would have wanted to take in difference from the chemotherapy and radiation that was in 1996, if I would have had this information. So I'm challenging you now to understand what is now out here that gives you some different options that might not be as harsh. What is CBD? Well, it's a compound that naturally occurs in industrial hemp, right? And out of all 85 plus cannabinoids, it's the second most common next to what? Weed, or delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, or dro, or loud, and all of these reefer and all these things and names that have come up due to negative stigma, right? So these are some of the things that we have heard about. And these are some of the things that have compromised us from taking things to a whole nother level. So let me go a little deeper. I said a lot, but I want to confirm. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor, but I want to confirm what I just said. And I want to have somebody to back me up. So I'm going to call on Dr. David Allen and Ty Bollinger. Dr. David Allen is a surgeon, and Ty Bollinger is a person who wrote the book, Cancer Steps Out of the Box. So that sticks out to me. So I'm going to let you listen to them and you tell me what you think. You can feel free to drop the nuggets in the chat.
Hello, my name is Dr. David Allen. I'm a retired cardiac surgeon and a member of the International Cannabinoid Research Society, ICRS. That means I'm a cannabinoid research scientist. And I'm here to tell you about the discovery of the endocannabinoid system, the ECS, and the significance and how it will change medicine. And we discovered the endocannabinoid system about 30 years ago, and we really didn't understand the significance of its discovery. And so we found out that this is a chemical communication that your body has. It's not electrical, it's chemical, and it's kind of like the hormone systems that people are familiar with. And your body makes these cannabinoids. They're endogenous, so they're endocannabinoids, and they perform some miraculous functions in the body. And we're just learning the significance of these functions. And basically, the endocannabinoid system is responsible for homeostasis. Most people don't understand what that really means, but it's the body's ability to maintain itself and function in the proper environment. And so it's critically important that that doctors in the future understand this control mechanism. And we're finding out that that manipulation of this endocannabinoid system will control diabetes. It controls cancer. It controls whether you can survive a heart attack or stroke. And so this is critically important for doctors to understand this new science. And the discovery of the endocannabinoid system is the single most important medical scientific discovery ever, and will save more lives than the discovery and application of sterile surgical technique. And I'm a heart surgeon saying that. So more people will be saved by manipulation of the endocannabinoid system than are currently saved by surgery.
So in the 1930s, they made tinctures. What were they making the tinctures for, and why were they doing these tinctures?
Well, I mean, the medicinal uses of hemp are just numerous. The hemp helps, well, we can talk about the cancer effects of hemp, but it helps with inflammation. It's very anti-inflammatory. It helps with seizures. It's very effective with PTSD for the vets that are coming back that have post-traumatic traumatic stress disorder. Mm-hmm. Very effective at treating that. It's an anti-inflammatory. But then the uses of hemp for cancer, what I've studied, because of my book, Cancer Step Outside the Box, and the number of cancers, there's about a dozen different cancers that have been studied in depth with medicinal marijuana, with hemp. And so the studies, from brain cancer to prostate cancer to pancreatic cancer, uterine cancer, cervical cancer, prostate cancer, it's amazing.
Okay, so what is in hemp?
Yeah.
That it's this THC, correct?
Well, there's chemicals that are called cannabinoids.
Right.
THC is short for delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol.
I'm glad you said it because I couldn't.
That's the only time I'll get it right. I'm glad I got it right. So that's the one, THC is the one cannabinoid that everyone's familiar with. That's the one that's psychoactive, and that's the one that gets you high if you smoke it.
Okay.
But there's other cannabinoids. One is called CBD, cannabidiol, and it's very medicinally used. There's no psychoactive component of CBD.
So what do? Extract these to make tinctures, or you can make tea out of?
You can make tea. You can eat it. It's a great superfood. You're into raw. A lot of people use raw hemp in their
Well, do you get
superfoods.
high off of hemp if you eat it as a superfood?
No, well,
or just the seeds.
you've got to heat the THC to make it become psychoactive. So people that eat the plant, they put it in a smoothie. You know, the super green smoothies.
Right.
You're not going to get high off of that because you didn't superheat it.
But is it then, if you put it in a smoothie like that, is it good prevention to cancer?
It is. It's very well. It's got a perfect ratio of omega-3 to 6 fatty acids. It's got more GLA, gamma-linolenic acid, than any other plant. So it's got some really great fats. You're well aware of the importance of good fats in your diet.
Yeah.
So hemp it's a perfect superfood to eat, but it's also medicinal.
I just never understood why hemp had gotten such a bad rap, and now I understand that it was really politically motivated by somebody who owned basically trees and didn't want to be in competition with the hemp to make paper. And yet, throughout the years after that, so many people suffered because of that.
Yeah.
So I guess it's actually a good thing that people are coming around a little bit.
It is. I'm really encouraged about the different legislation in different states that are trying to legalize medicinal hemp because of the fact that it is so good. It's not just a superfood. It's not just great for industrial uses, as we've mentioned, but it's a really good medicine.
Thank you so much for coming on, Ty. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Carol.
All right, so pretty much, I think that really dropped the mic on everything that I was saying. Now let's talk about demand and supply, right? When you look at women in cannabis, and 1,500 women were surveyed, right? And this was posted in Weed Magazine. These are some of the results of demand and supply. 60% of them are interested in making money. 68% experience personal health benefits from cannabis, and 90% consume cannabis at least once a month. Well, the reason I'm showing you these is because there's something that we have to learn and unlearn. And I think Dr. David Allen and Ty Bollinger really summed it up. It's like we have to get off of just understanding that the plant is about getting high. And we have to look at this endocannabinoid system and learn what cannabinoids like CBD are good for. What are they good for? Not what may happen by taking them, and some of the, let's say, well, the only negative stigma that's on the plant, if it's not dying, it is the high levels of dopamine. But that comes from THC, delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol. It does have a high level of dopamine. But there are other cannabinoids like CBD that are non-intoxicating, right? They do still deal with perception, anxiety, and nausea, and all these other medical applications. And when you look at these other cannabinoids in comparison to CBD, CBD is the Michael Jordan of the plant family, of all the different cousins of CBD and THC, right? So I think when you look at the marketplace and you look at what's happening, you're now seeing, you're seeing everything pop up now on the internet. Not 3 years ago when we first started, but now the herd is coming. You still have the opportunity to still be in head of the herd, which is pay attention to what the plant is doing, help yourself now, right? As well as looking at some of the other areas that will kind of offering you where you can help yourself, which is the flat belly lifestyle, still using herbs and botanicals, but leverage that to get ahead of the curve so you're not compromised anymore in health and in wealth. So one thing that I like to remind you is to do your due diligence and look a little further in the endocannabinoid system. Dr. David Allen said that this is one of the most regulatory systems in our entire body, and the manipulation of this endocannabinoid system will do more good than sterile surgical technique, right, in order to help the body and bring it back into balance. And he says, I'm a heart surgeon saying that. What is he saying? He's pretty much saying this plant out of the ground with the application of all the different cannabinoids, and it gets to those receptors because you're consuming it somehow, or you're applying it somehow because you see skin on this chart as one of the receptors. But you apply this plant to your life, and by using these cannabinoids, it can possibly, highly likely, and I can't say things because I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, it will be against the FDA, but it's highly possible that you can receive benefits and help, right, versus sterile surgical technique, and that's what he said. What made a lot of this possible, and I mentioned it earlier, is the 2018 Farm Bill. And this allowed for the industrial hemp, the way that we know it today. This is when CBD and all the other cannabinoids started popping up. So when they went mainstream as a mainstream crop, and the application would allow you to use this in a lot of different forms, as edibles, as tinctures, legally in every state within the United States, as long as 0.3% or less was that measurable amount was in those products, right? And nothing more, right? And then when you get into more THC being infused to those products outside of the 0.3%, and if you get into higher dosages of that, then therefore it falls into another legal compliance that you should have. And that's the part that we don't see a lot of participation in. It's pretty monopolized. So one thing that I like to point out is all of our labels, you see 0.0, and that is our pure label, because some people are subject to random drug testing. That means they're truck drivers or they're military personnel. And how do I know this? Because some of them are our clients, are our customer, and they are concerned about random drug testing. So we suggest our pure brand where the THC has been removed. And then we have some, whether they be millennials, who are the largest consumers and patrons of cannabis, and not because they're getting high, but they may deal with extreme high levels of anxiety because of the times that we're in. And they need a little more oomph, but without all the psychedelic effect that THC alone will cause a person to have. But they want to get a little real, they want to feel real good. Well, we have Delta 8, which is another cannabinoid that we offer. And it's highly legal, right? But in some states, it's illegal. I went through some of this stuff. I went through sharing with you what is the endocannabinoid system is all about, right? I want to mention that we stay in compliance. We're not out here, like most liquor stores, convenience stores, and gas stations, offering products that have not been third-party tested and putting you in harm's way. I love the fact that we stay in compliance with the Department of Agriculture, Industrial Hemp Register, Farm Bill compliant, and we make sure that our paperwork, even on the websites that Dr. Roz is going to talk about, that we make sure we're totally transparent to let you know that you're in the right place at the right time and in a safe place. So I'm going to show you what I think that anyone who doesn't know what's going on the inside of their body, I'm going to show you some information that you should really get with the person and ask them about. And that is our bioscan. And that is our blood type testing. Some of us didn't know our blood type, and maybe you're one who don't know your blood type. I think that's something that we should know. And why? Because there are things that you can learn about your blood type that you can actually find yourselves also receiving certain types of relief of inflammation, relief of mucus, and the buildup of mucus and the buildup of these things that will help you move your body and move your life into a whole different realm in which God created that temple to be. So consider looking into our bioscan. You'll look at these blood types and you'll be like, man, you identify yours if you note it, if you notice it, and if you know it. And you'll look at, say, blood type O's. You may love avocado, but here it is. Avoid avocados. Find out why you should avoid avocados by getting with the person who invited you. Now, I tell you, we have so many different products to make you relax, to cause you to relief, right? Cause some relief, some passion. We do get a little hot around Wakanda. I might have to take off my sweater because Mooney just bought me in one of my favorite detox smoothies. And it tastes so sweet. So that may bring out an athlete. It may not go too far. I'll be saying something I don't need to be saying. But we do help patrons and increase passion. Maybe you want to have a spa day for yourself. We have products targeted towards that. Skin. Maybe you want to get rid of those. I had those lines in my face, so I use the black seed oil. I use a lot of the products just so I can look good. I love shining. I love glowing. Energy, fitness, detox, we have it all, you all. So consider our 7 or our 21-day cleanse. This is the month starting on starting on November the 14th. You want to pay attention to all the sales that are going on. You don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, almost up to some products will be up to 50% off. I don't want to break it all down to you. You just have to pay attention. So imagine getting up to 40% off of that 21-day reset. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So culinary products, so much more. I'm not going to hold you on all any longer. I want to bring you up to hear from a woman of God who's going to share with you just how lucrative being in the right place at the right time is. I think nobody can do that better than Dr. Rosalind Shaw Belt herself. Now, let me tell you, she's a woman of God. She's well equipped, not only because she wrote dissertations and divinity, not only because she studied theology and she's wrote dissertations on both, not only because of that. She is a product of the product, and she is a living epistle of what someone has accomplished in this season when we say the word level up or elevate or rank up. Let me tell you why. She's not only the first ruby, you're going to find out what that is, out of Texas. She's the first emerald out of Texas. Now, the first is always a place where you want to be. And there's a lot of firsts that even today are still happening. So maybe you're in a position and maybe you're in a place where you could be the first, maybe the first in your family, maybe the first in your neighborhood, maybe the first in your city or the first in your state. Wakanda is moving to these places and you can be the first, and she's going to share with you and well equipped to share with you how to get there. So let me whistle one. Call my partner, Dr. Roz. Are you out there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm here. Love it, love it, love it. Drop the mic all the time. Listen, come on, everybody, give it up for Minister Mooney. Clap, clap, clap. Put it in the chat. Thank you, man of God. Thank you, my brother. I'm telling you, we get so excited here on Saturdays to be able to share this powerful information. And let me be the second to say welcome to everyone that's here, those of you that are our partners already, those of you that are brand new, just joined as a distributor here, those of you that are looking to join as a distributor. Yeah, that's what you're doing. That's why you're here. You're looking to join. I'm just saying. But welcome, welcome, welcome. We're glad to have you. But now let's take it to the next level. Let's talk about, because Minister Mooney has covered a lot of stuff, and we're going to take you to that next place so that you can understand some of the things that he was just talking about, because he mentioned some very, very special things. He mentioned some very special things that are about to take place here at Wakanda. And anytime that we talk to people, one of the things that we always understand is that we have several different kinds of people that are here. We have people that are ready to get started. We have people that are ready to start shopping. We have people that are ready, whatever the case is, we know that you're ready. And here we go. So one of the persons that's here is a person that says, hey, I want to be a customer. I'm ready to shop. I've seen a presentation already that has been pretty explicit and talked about CBD, talked about health and wellness. So guess what? The person who invited you actually has a website. And on that website, you can shop till you drop. Now, Minister Mooney just gave you a touch of it, but I'm going to give you a little bit more, because Black Friday week is coming. It's starting Monday. So listen, you want to get ready for this because it's going to be absolutely amazing. The whole website is going to have 25% off. And so we're going to have a Secret Santa going on. We're going to have gifts and taking place. The whole website is going to have 25% off from 14th to the 27th. Yes. And there are going to be certain days that you're going to be able to get gifts under $50, gifts under $30, gifts under $10. Oh my goodness. And then there's going to be a particular day that you can get 40% off of the flat belly lifestyle. See, you want to get ready for this. You want to be able to say, all I want for Christmas. He says it all the time, hair thick as hell. Yes. And then silky soft skin, 20% during Cyber Week. Now, I told you that's the first person. Now, if I've already got you excited, then I want you to get even more excited when I tell you, along with that, you could be that person that has a party. And what better time to have a party during Blackout Week? Because if you have a party and you invite people to know about all these fantastic products that are going to be on sale and the lowest prices ever in the history of Wakanda, then you're going to get some free product just because you had a party. But if you really get the vision of what I'm trying to stir you up about, you might want to already be a distributor. Because see, if you're a distributor, you're no longer going to the person who invited you's website. You're going to your own website. God bless the child who's got his own. And when you have your own website, you become your own dispensary owner because you need an additional stream of income. As a matter of fact, just having it, I don't know about you, but it just gives me that sense of empowerment. It gives me a sense of security because we live in a country and a time when you don't ever know if that job you're going to is going to be there or not. I'm in Houston, Texas, and guess what? One day they went to Enron and the door was locked, right? But if you've got another stream of income coming in, that gives you some security. Then you can do some other stuff like travel. I love it. I love it when we can travel and my husband doesn't have to come out of his check, but he can come out of what we're making right here at Wakanda. I love it when I can pay my tithes. I can go to the website, the church's website, or wherever it is that you give to a charity or whomever. And what about building wealth? See, the scripture says that we should leave an inheritance for our, not just our children, but our children's children. Well, I'm sorry, you got to have some money to do that. And then what about the tax deductions? Listen, everything is a tax write-off. That's what we learned from Lynn Richardson, who is a part of our company now and brings us so many wonderful nuggets and great classes that you're going to be able to be a part of. But every time you go somewhere, if you're talking about your company, bam, it just became a tax write-off. I was on the cruise ship and we were teaching about Wakanda. We were doing scans. Guess what? Wrote the whole cruise off. You're right about it. Why? Because you've got a home-based business. So here at Wakanda, we have a wonderful, and I'm not giving you hype, we just really do have a wonderful compensation plan. I've been a part of a lot of companies. I've seen a lot of different compensation plans. We have people that are coming on board now who recognize that. And if you're a person like I was, who this is not your first rodeo, you've seen a few things, you will understand in just a few minutes how fantastic this comp plan is. Because we give you 7 ways to get paid. Yep. 7 ways. And guess what? That's finna change and become more. Wow. But here's that first way. There's an online dispensary. Yes, you heard me right. You become the owner of your own online dispensary. You own the store, guys. 20 to 50% of the CV, that's the commissionable volume. That's what you're going to make every single time somebody shops at your store. What am I saying? You become like your own Amazon. Anybody an Amazon Prime member? I'm guilty. Yeah. So what does that mean? 24 hours a day, 365 days in a year, people can shop at your store. And you're gonna earn money. And you don't even have to have the inventory in your hand, except if you want to. Now, I do have some inventory all the time. I don't leave home without it because I want to give somebody a sample or something, but I don't have to have it because guess what? They drop ship it from Chicago to your customer when they go to your website. And you earn that 20 to 50%. And we teach you in our trainings how to go from 20 to 50%. And then they're going to get free shipping with every order over $75. But guess what? Since the pandemic, our CEO, who has a heart of gold for people, she dropped that shipping to $50. So every time somebody spends $50 or more, they get free shipping and they get affordable, natural, and organic products. And so far, it's still $50. She hasn't even gone up on that since the pandemic, right? And you can even take a free 30-day test drive. But there was a man named Warren Buffett. You see him here, and he says that he's invested in several multi-level marketing companies and several network marketing companies. And I know sometimes people get a bad taste in their mouth when they hear that word and they feel like, well, I don't do network marketing. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Yeah, I did say that to you. Yes, I did. You know why? Because everybody network markets. Everybody does. Okay, here's an example. I'm on a plane coming to your state. I get off the plane. I call you on the phone and say, hey, look, we're hungry. What restaurant can we go to? You refer me to a restaurant. Okay, guess what? You just networked. You just referred me to somewhere that they're going to benefit from my presence, from us going in there buying our food. but did they pay you? See, that's the difference. And that's what we do here at Wakana. It's all about sharing something that's good. If somebody uses a pain cream and it works and it helps them, won't you tell somebody else? Don't you love somebody enough? But here's what we do at Wakana. We pay you when that happens. So if somebody says, okay, well, I want my own store. Can I have my own store? And somebody will tell you that, even if you don't think about it, because God bless the child who's got his own, right? You will want to have your own store. And now you make 15%. And if they share it with somebody, you make 5%. And if they share it with somebody, you make another 5%. So all of this is happening all at the same time. Do you hear it? Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And that's why this is a wealthy man. And that's why you can be in that position to receive these overrides. And even if they decide they want to go into business with you and become your business partner, and somebody decides they want to get one of our dispensaries, we have 3 major dispensaries, you benefit from that. You can earn anywhere from $400 all the way down to $20 from our top dispensary, from $200 all the way down to $10 from our medium dispensary, our good, better, best is what we call them, and from our good one from $35 all the way down to $5. See, it's called overrides. And that's why Robert Kiyosaki said it. He said it best. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work. Which one are you going to be? And then one of my favorite parts of our compensation plan is our pool. A pool of money, guys. Listen, every month, there's 4% of the gross revenues. Let me slow down and say gross revenues. What does that mean? Before profits, before expenses, before the bills are paid. It comes off the top. Hello? And all of those who decide that you want to really work your business and you reach these rankings that Minister Mooney talked about. He's a diamond, Minister Mooney. I'm an emerald, on my way to diamond. But when you hit sapphire, which is 10,000 points, and we show you how to do all of this, but you can't do it by yourself. You do this with the help of your team. So all the weight's not on you. It's teamwork that really does. It's not a cliche. It does make the dream work here. When you get to these rankings, sapphire, ruby, emerald, you see the number of shares that you get. So just imagine in your mind or on your calculator, if a sapphire hits this in any given month and the share is valued at, let's say, $100, okay? Then that means they just made an additional $300. The ruby just made an additional $1,000 on top of what they got from their website, on top of what they got from the overrides, on top. You get what I'm saying, right? Cha-ching, cha-ching. This is another stream of income. But I need you to go further. If this company is just 3.5, almost pushing towards 4 years old, and we've done about $9 million on our way to 10 million for this year, and we're projecting that in the next few years, only God knows what, 50 million, 100 million. Yes, we will be a $1 billion company. What do you think the value of the share is going to be? It's going to be more than it is right now. That's all I'm saying, right? So just multiply 3 times that. What if it's $1,000 in 3 or 4 years from now? What if you hit diamond and you get a double dip because there's another diamond pool? There's a diamond pool, there's a crown jewel pool, and now 2% is set aside for the diamonds. And look where it starts, 10 shares. So let's just think, Minister Mooney is a diamond. When he hits those numbers, diamond month after month, he gets what he gets over there. What was it over there? It was 40 shares from the crown jewel pool. It was 10 shares for the 2% pool. Lord have mercy. That's why you got to be a diamond in this company, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 star is our highest until we all hit 5 star, and then they'll have to come up with another rank. Just saying. And then the diamond 1 stars get a pool that they get a car allowance as they go from 1 star to 5 star. And we've got trips. Who loves to travel? Our Phyllis Nash, our CSO, says to us, it's great to travel, but it's even better to travel on somebody else's dime. Yes, we have a Las Vegas trip coming up, Ruby Retreat. If you're here, you got to hit Ruby. You got to, I'm just saying, go ahead and do it and hit Ruby. And then diamonds. Going to Dubai in 2024. Hello, anybody going? Lift your hand, put it in the chat, going to Dubai. So let's talk about how to get all this done, since we know what we want to get done. We've got several packages and several ways for you to jump in and get busy. This by far is the best. Good, better, best. My mentor used to say, good, better, best. Never let it rest. Your good is better and your better is best. So the best is $1,499. Now, why is this the best? Look at the value of that. The value is a $2,300 value. The product's value, $1,500. So let's kind of do the math. You pay $1,499, you get $1,500 worth of products. You're already in profit, ladies and gentlemen. And look at this cleanses that you get. Oh my goodness, all of our pain cream. These are all of our top selling products. The Hempranium, which is our own proprietary formula, the Hemp MD, the gummy packs, all of this. And you get to attend our Wakanda University. Yes. Now, this is by far what really makes us different from so many other companies, because we're concerned about you being educated. It's not about you just selling something. And people tell me all the time, I don't like to sell. I don't like to sell. I don't either. I don't sell. I share. That's what I really do. I share something good. Like I share the gospel of Jesus Christ because I'm a minister. Do I sell Jesus? No, I don't. I share him. And when you know that something's good, don't you share it? Yes, you do. How many of you went to see the movie, The Woman King, and you told somebody else about it? See, you just shared it. You didn't sell it. You shared it with them. So we're going to teach you social media marketing, customer base building, how to make money in edibles, all about cannabis investing and CBD 101. We're going to teach you what to say, how to say 0.3% or less. We're going to teach you how to say less than 0.0%. All of that stuff to stay compliant in what we do here at Wakanda. And we're going to teach you just what I'm doing right now, how to talk about the compensation plan. And then there's another way, good, better. Here's the better one, wellness dispensary. Yes, because in that top plan that we just showed you, you become a wellness coach. Oh my goodness, let me tell you, you're just taking it to the whole next level when you become a wellness coach to help people who are doing the 21 and the 7-day cleanses. Now, the $7.99 pack, you have a wellness dispensary. Yes, you're a dispensary owner, and you get a lot of the same products. Not as many, but a lot of the same products, and this wonderful casing that Minister Mooney talked about for just $799. And look at the value of that, $1,100 value. Again, you're starting off into profit. It's amazing. And then we do have, for those that are not able to do those other two, good starter pack. It's a $500 value, only $199. And you're going to get a piece of everything. One 7-day cleanse, one power Hempranium, one 4-pack broad spectrum gummies, and one 4-pack power gummies. But you're definitely going to make sure you go to our Wakanda University, take the test. Everybody take the test. Everybody's going to pass. Don't worry. Don't sweat it. And you're going to be able to be that broker and get all of those overrides by activating your key. Now, this is my favorite slide. Why? Because it's not my first rodeo. People invited me to be a part of a lot of different companies. Some I didn't really want to be a part of. They just joined, signed me up. But some of them, have you ever been to a company when you walk in the door, they start talking about money? They call it startup fees. We don't have that. How many of you ever been in a business and you had to pay month after month after month for the website? $9.99, $19.99, $21.99. Guess what? We don't have that. How many of you have had money coming out of your checking account for some business that you were in, for some products that they're going to automatically send to you month after month, no matter what, whether you want them or not, because they're required auto ships? Nope. We don't have that. We don't have the balancing of legs and the quotas and the shipping costs over that $50 and the compensation plan that only addresses those in the top 1%. But here's what we do have. We have customer support. I've added another one. We have distributor support, because you can talk to distributors all over this country and get help. We have a shared revenue pool, a willable business, an unlimited income potential. You are your own boss. It's your business. You do what you want. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. More time with your family and a balanced compensation plan. But there is a person number 4. Yes, you heard me right. Normally, I only talk about 3 kinds of people that I'm talking to. But during this season, right now, this month, there is a person number 4. And I hope somebody is on here right now who is person number 4. Because here's my question to you. How would you like to share in 1% of our gross revenue. Now, you saw me talk about 4%, 2%, and it's always gross. That's what I love about Wakana. It's always off the top. That's always guaranteed. But see, this particular item here is called our founding members pack, because what do you want to do? Do you want to leave a legacy? Or maybe you're a busy person and you're not trying to do the business or anything, and you just want to leave a legacy. Or you want to do the business, you want to work the business and get to diamond that I just talked about. Or maybe you want to look at those Black Friday things. Oh yeah, my God. Because see, I don't know about you. Unfortunately, this is so unfortunate. And I have to kind of put my head down and say, oh man, I've missed some opportunities. Some of you have missed opportunities too. Some of you people have offered things to you and you didn't see the vision. You didn't see, what is a Google? What, ain't nobody gonna have no computers. Apple, what is that? Bitcoin, I don't even understand that. This has just been in our lifetime and we weren't at the table. But see, here's the thing about the word poor. You think it means being broke. No, what it really means, passing over opportunities repeatedly, over and over again. And see, when you can't get a seat at the table, because I didn't get a seat at the table. Nobody came to me and told me about Google, but I did hear the information about Bitcoin. I didn't get it. Oh, I got me some coins now, still learning that whole industry, but I didn't wait to learn it before I jumped in this time, because I did not want to miss another seat at the table. And here's what Wakana did. We didn't wait. We built our own table. And you, welcome. The table is spread. You are here this morning because you can get a seat at the table. You can become a new founding member with Wakana right now. And if you started with our test drive or our wellness starter or our stimulus package or our millennial, this is the new member package. If you're brand new, never heard this before, this is for you. Just right at $2,000. We're going to give you a ton of product. And you ask the person who invited you and they'll show you the slide. They'll take you to the website because it's on the website and show you every piece of product you're going to get. But that's not only what's important. You're going to share in 1% of the gross revenue of the company for life. For life, you heard me right. And you're going to be able to leave this as a legacy to your loved ones. And if you want more than one, look at this, because you can get up to 3. Now, let's think about this. 3 times $19.99. Can I round that off to $2,000 just for the sake of math? Okay, I'm not a math nerd like Minister Mooney, but for the sake of math, let's round it off to 2,000. So in the normal scenario, if I told you you could join a company and become a founding member and participate in a sharing process, and if I told you the first share was $2,000, and I said you can get 3, you'd probably say, can I get 3? How much is that going to cost? 3 times 2. That would be $6,000, right? Yeah, that's the normal situation, but not here at Wakana. The first share is the $19.99. The second 2 shares that you decide to get are $999.95. So you understand that 4,000, not 6,000, right? And if you're already a part of Wakana, maybe you've been here for years, maybe you've been here since we started, and maybe you've never gotten your first share, or maybe you've gotten 1 or 2 shares and you say, can I get some more? Yeah, you can get some more. You can get up to 3 more, and you only pay the $999.95 for all 3. So understand this. Not only will you become a share, well, you get shares of that 1%. You don't get the 1%, you get sharing of the 1%, but you're going to get your name on the wall. Where you see the ladies, that's getting ready to go. You're finna get your name on the wall. You see on the left-hand side, my name's over there. Yes, yeah, me and my husband, we're over there. And so many of us who have already gotten shares in the past, we've maxed out this year, and then you're going to get paid like you're a Sapphire. We talked about Sapphire, reaching Sapphire. Now you don't get the pool, but you're going to get paid because guess what? We're going to have parties. You're going to start telling somebody else who tells somebody else, and you want to get paid on all of that. And then the only way that you can really benefit from getting the shares month after month is that you qualify. Now, it's so easy to qualify. Okay, is this the catch? Let me tell you how easy it is to qualify. 3 transactions on your website. That's it. 3, and we don't even care how much money you spend. And guess what? You can be one of them. And you can have the same 3 month after month after month. You, your mom, and your daddy. You bought some pain cream for them, or you bought a topical, or you bought a pre-roll. Whatever it is, that will qualify you. But then let's just say you didn't qualify. Let's say you forgot 1 month. Well, guess what? You're still a founding member. Doesn't matter. Let's say you forgot the whole year. You just said, I just wanted to get my shares and I don't really want to do nothing. Well, don't do nothing. But I bet you when this company hits $1 billion, will you wake up and say, okay, ooh, $1 billion company, let me go and get my 3 customers and my 3 sales on my website. Let me go and get 3 and pay for them myself. I mean, whatever you got to do to have those 3, because this company is $1 billion company. Okay, I bet you won't even wait that long. What happens when we hit 100 million? And the value of the shares keeps going up? Because listen, ladies and gentlemen, the value of the share is determined by the revenue of the company and the number of people in the pool. And you can even earn more shares. If you're a person like myself and you're in the business and you're working the business, there are ways you can earn more shares every month just by working your business. Not by paying more money, just by working your business. And this is paid out quarterly. Every quarter, from the 15th to the 22nd of the next month, those shares are paid out like clockwork. Now, the average share right now has been around $4. But the number, as I said, it fluctuates because it's based on revenue and it's based on the qualified shares. But I need to make this special announcement. This is it. We have been opening up this door every year about this same time, but this is it. New enrollment for this 1% gross revenue ends November the 30th. And that means for the very first time, no new shares. My God, have mercy. How cool is that? Why is that important? Because see, I've been here since the first time we did. And every year about this time, the value of the shares goes down because more people come in. But now the door is locked forever.
Dr. Roz, excuse me, it's Bernadine. I have somebody who's not muted. Can you mute them down? Because it's making it hard to hear you.
Yeah, because I'd have to stop and see him, Minister Mooney.
I'm sorry.
Okay, let's see. Let me go there. Oops.
I'm sorry to stop you, but it's very distracting for us.
Okay, no problem. Let's see. All right, I got him muted.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Bernadine, no problem. So listen, so the thing about this, the door's shut. I mean, once the door shuts, lady. It doesn't have a key on the other side. That's why this is so powerful right now. That's why everybody that you talk to is passionate about this time period that we're in, because you will no longer be able to get a share. Now, other countries might open up and they might be able to get shares in their country, but here's the beauty of that. When we go global, that will benefit all of us. I'm so stirred crazy about this, and I've been waiting for this day to happen. So that's why if somebody invited you here, they really wanted you to see this, because you know, you hear people say something's time sensitive. This is time sensitive. I'm just saying. So let's get you going quickly to get your shares, because the founding member program, it's not an investment. We can't call it an investment technically because it's not based on profit. See, when you make an investment in most companies, like people did in Amazon, 7 years, it took them 7 years to get any money back. And guess what it was? It was pennies on the share, but it was an investment and they had to wait for profit. In this program, if you qualify for a share with those 3 transactions on your website any given month, you are guaranteed a payout. Not like when you put that money, that same money put into the bank, they're going to give you a payout, but it ain't about la-di-da, right? But this is based on the value of the share. And in addition, don't forget, you're getting products. And I didn't even talk about the cash back that we're going to give you when you get it. You get a $200 cash back, which really kind of, like a rebate, but you don't have to send nothing in to get it. But that dropped the price down. And you're going to get some points, some money back that you can even spend for product. And that brought the cost down legally, technically, really. So you're receiving products and other rewards greater or equal to your purchase price. So all I'm saying, I'm done. See, somebody tried to interrupt me. I'm done making all that noise. Come on now. Don't miss this opportunity. That's the thing. That's why Bernadine had to stop me, because we don't want you to miss the bullseye. We don't want you to go in the wrong direction and have another opportunity. We don't want your children, your grandchildren, your great-grands to look up one day, and when we are becoming a multi-billion-dollar company, and listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, we will be a multi-billion-dollar company. You don't need somebody to say, Granny, you was there? No, we don't want that to happen. So let's black out. Let's get busy. Let's get going. Get ready, because this is getting ready to happen. Back to you, Minister Mooney.
All right. Hold on one second. All right. So you've heard it. I know you're excited. I see Miss Bernadine. She's snapping her fingers. So look, you've heard it. I know you're excited. She dropped the mic, right? Dr. Roz dropped the mic. You know about the health benefits. Now you know about the wealth benefits. Now you know about the timeline and a time frame that you have to take advantage, especially of what? The shares, that Founders Day pack, getting your name on the wall, all the different perks, being the first early adopter, right? Being that early to the stage, the early to be the early bird to get the worm. The first, you heard me say a couple different things, like some people are the first in their neighborhood, they're the first in their city, they're the first in their state, they're the first in their region. Well, it's happening. So I want to open it up for questions, because I don't want you to be confused. I want to make sure that in all thy getting, you got an understanding. So please, let me make sure that, hold on.
Minister Moody, can I start?
Oh, yeah, if you have a question, go right ahead.
It is actually a comment and a congratulations. Vanessa McNeil from Florida got 3 founder shares, so I just wanted to congratulate her.
Congratulations.
She's the first in Cantonment with 3 founder shares.
And some of you all, well, let me just.
Thank you.
Hold on.
And Minister, let me just say, I'm going to leave. I got an event to go to. And,
okay.
Have a
Love
great day.
seeing you, Dr. Roz. Love that flat belly.
Great job, Dr. Roz.
I see you rocking it.
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. Anybody with any questions, feel free to unmute.
Cantonment, baby. Uh-oh.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me make sure you guys. Yep, you guys are able to unmute. Any questions? Any questions? If not, I got a place that I need to get to. But before I leave, I do want to say this. I already have over the past, this is the 4th time that we're offering this. So previous to this 4th time, I already have 4 shares for this Founders Day pool. This particular time, I'm anteing, I have anteed up to get all 3 shares. Now you might be wondering, why would I be sharing that? Because that's a total of 7. And man, I'm like, what a perfect number. I just got that, like 7, what a perfect number. Some of you have the only, and Miss Vernecia, I hope I'm not butchering that name. Let me say congratulations, because you maxed out to what you were of what was available for you to get this particular time and the last time, right? So I want to really highlight that you got 3. This is your first time being exposed. You're maxing it out and getting a 3. I will compel as many that are paying attention how valuable these are. See, even though I'm offering it to you, I'm also taking advantage of the opportunity. I want to make sure that I say that. So it's not like, well, I'm just trying to sell you something. No, I'm buying the founders pack for myself, all three, to make sure that I can max out even more because I took advantage of the early opportunity in 2019 when it was first offered. This is the final time. So it's no way that I'm going to, and let me say it this way, I'm going to make sure that I buy more because I know that there are people like Miss Vanessa or Vernicia who just came in and bought 3. So why wouldn't I buy more? Why would I have the same? Now, the reason that I share it that way is because I pray that some of you can look at what it feels like to be an early adopter, and you can still be that, because what happens after November the 30th or 31st, nobody else can get anything. So there'll be people who are our customers, there'll be people who are our brokers and business partners, and they cannot get even one. That's very important. The early bird gets the worm, and leverage, that's what it's all about. None of us right now can get a piece of Amazon, a piece of all of these different companies that we're patrons of, and we get no profit. We're spending our money, we get no profit. But you have the opportunity to get a piece of a company that is destined to be $1 billion company. What are you going to do? So with that being said, and no one had any questions, please don't get confused or entangled in some of the most mundane conversations like you getting 1 transaction or 3 transactions a month. When you look at this, if you could have a piece of a basketball team and that basketball team was giving you 1% in equity, and all you had to do, if you knew how big that check was going to be, and all you had to do was invite 3 of your friends to come and look at the basketball team that's playing on the court, and that was your minimum qualification, would you do it? And if the tickets were, let's just say, and I'm using this for a basketball team, and the basketball team make billions, and your check was going to look like, conservatively, $4,000 every quarter, $20,000, let's say $16,000 a year. Let me just say that. Would you do it? Would you spend $120 or have them buy some tickets? The game is already going on, but you own a piece and all you had to do was invite them to the game. Would you do it? Now, that's very conservative for the NBA. But let me tell you, Wakana says 3 transactions. Let's look at some of the same numbers, but we have products on that website that cost $5 and $7, $21. Could you say, let's say this was a donation or entity that you wanted to contribute towards your church, your ministry, could you see yourself saying to 1,500 people that's in your church, who all would buy 3 hand sanitizers, right, that will yield $4,000 this quarter? 3,000 sanitizers that'll yield this big payout that can go to the building's church fund or the building fund or whatever you want to call it. Who can think like that? Well, if you can, then you can find yourself leveraging what's about to happen in this industry, in the world, and with Wakanda. It's just simple math. I hope you can see into the future, though. I just gave you a look at it. But that's what's about to happen. And I wish I would have taken the opportunity to buy even more shares. I just don't have that type of paper right now to buy for the church. But I wish I would have thought, because I tied an offer every single month. I wish it would have hit my brain to take a large seed of that money and that tithes and offering and buy more shares for my church, under the church. Because 5 years from now, 10 years from now, forever in lifetime, even when I'm gone, there wouldn't have to be something separate that I would donate to the church because it's already building wealth and it's already there with just 3 transactions. So what will you do today? It's my last closing out. Y'all call it the, what is it? The third closing, the altar call, you know, the third time. This is my last. So with that being said, you all, love you all. Have a great day. I will see you next Saturday, same time, same channel. Click on the link. Invite more people to come out and get the same information that you're getting. Love you all. Have a great day.